Hello and welcome to Blog Sprout. I'm LJ and today I'm going to go through my case study income report for month 10. So this site was started at the beginning of 2022. It is now the income report for October 2022, the 10th month. So you can see all my other videos leading up to this point, but I'll also touch upon what I have achieved in the last 10 months. So what this video is going to cover, this is the same for every video, but it starts with the major milestones and activities, the number of articles, and page views, and I go through the Search Console results, backlink profiles, and then I get into the income and expenses. Then I go into if I ran into any other problems and what I learned. So the milestones. So these are the goals I had for month 10. I wanted to write 30 articles. That is my standard achievement, and as you can see for this month I did not achieve that. That is, I think, for two reasons. One, if you follow my channel, you know I just released a public site, so that has been published and it's active, and you can find that on my channel. That is for a completely public domain which you can look on. It's like my demo site to show you everything I do in real time for the site, so you can learn about that on my channel. I wanted to reach $500 in affiliate revenue, which I achieved. I want 800,000 page views, and this is lower than I've seen in previous months because I noticed the trend downward, so I still wanted to at least hit that milestone. Wanted to get $2,500 in ad revenue, maintain my $30 EPMV, which again I also did, and I've been trying to edit the video ad placeholders and add new videos. I just haven't got around to do that. And one thing that I really want to do, which is going to be a goal for next month, is to update some of the relevant articles. Since I am 10 months in, I can now go back and take a look at how some of the articles are performing. I noticed that I lost a couple major keywords, so I want to go back and reevaluate those keywords and those articles. So for the milestones, there really were no major milestones or activities. I kind of was just cruising through my site at this point. So then we'll go into articles. So as I said, I didn't get the 30 articles, so I got 23 up, which isn't bad. Again, most of my articles are somewhere in that 1,000-word range. Some of them done by me, some of them are done by my VA. So if we look at page views, what we can see here are the page view trend from the first month. The first month did pretty well to get almost 500 page views on both Google and Ezoic. In the first month that I submitted to search engines, is great. But September and August were really good months for me. But as you can see, it kind of went back down to my July report, just around 70 to 80,000 page views, which is still great. I'm not complaining about it. It's just something that I've noticed and want to continue to evaluate. But I know there were a number of Google updates and, the helpful content update. So, we'll see how the site continues to do. I'm going to continue to publish content, but it is a little bit, I guess, upsetting to see, losing 20% of your traffic. So if we look at the page views from Google Analytics, this is comparing October month 10 to September month 9. Like I said, I lost about 20% of my traffic and users, which is not great. I don't like to see that, but at least I'm seeing some pretty consistent traffic. So with the Ezoic page views, had 15% drop according to them, so not quite the 20%. But what's crazy is my EPMV went up 10%, so that only caused my revenue to go down 6%. That is because we're going into Q4, which is typically known to be a good month for ad earnings, and that's just because the holidays are coming up, people are spending a lot of money, there's bonuses coming up, and a lot of good deals coming up. So in terms of ad revenue, it was pretty consistent, but in terms of visits, it was down. So if we look at the overview of my page views from, the beginning of the year, we saw that exponential growth, but kind of when I hit July, generally speaking, I've been at a pretty flat trend. We saw that spike in September, but you can notice that after, as August hit, there's kind of a downtrend. Luckily, it's not, a major hit, which, just to me indicates that there's just some variation in how Google wants to rank my content. So the traffic source, you can see that comparatively, percentage wise, in the top right is my current traffic. That's supposed to say for month 10. So Google is still over 50%, but not almost 60%, which it has been for the last few months. DuckDuckGo has increased, so it's great to see, I'm still getting that traffic from those other sources. But the Google rates are much higher in terms of ad revenue. So I do want to focus on Google. But that's one of the reasons why I'm trying to diversify with affiliate content and ad revenue content, because DuckDuckGo traffic still can, purchase products. And that's something that I want to continue to look into. So now we're going to look into Search Console results and what Bing and Google are showing. So if we look at the overview of Search Console, something that's really interesting is as you can see, my impressions is really about the same. There was that spike, in September, which led to the spike in clicks. But even though the clicks are going, down, the impressions are about the same. So this, to me, indicates that my pages my pages are ranking on the same page of Google, for example, either 1 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30, but they're changing on that individual page. So that's not gonna really increase the impressions, because they're going to show up regardless if they're on result 1 or 10, since that's on page 1. But my content is jumping around on those pages. Of course, I have been publishing more content, so it would be nice to see at least the impressions going up. But when I look into, when I look deeper into what's actually happening, it looks like some of the major keywords that I was getting now just I don't have the impressions for. So I think the impressions for my new articles are kind of replacing that. And I was getting pretty decent clicks and revenue from them. So those are the articles that I want to go back and update and see if I can better optimize. So if we look at month 10 versus month 9, unfortunately I got the same amount of impressions, which I mentioned before. I was getting the same amount of impressions, but click-wise, I lost over 10,000 clicks, which is not insignificant, especially in Google traffic. When you're getting, $30 every 1,000, that's an extra $300. So it is what it is, but we'll keep an eye out in the future. So if we look at Big Webmaster, this one looks pretty healthy. As you can see, there's that small variations. I think for some reason traffic goes down on weekends, which I wouldn't expect, but that seems to be the trend that's happening. But as I continue to publish articles and Bings, that continues to go up. So I'm really happy to see that, getting 8,000 impressions a day, at least on Bing. This is what's encouraging me to kind of continue content, is that Bing is still liking my content. Considering I'm getting so much traffic outside of Google, I'm not going to stop publishing content because I'm still getting the traffic from those sources. So if we look at just month 10 by itself, the trend was pretty flat, almost 10,000 clicks, average position 4. So all on the top page, almost a 7% click-through rate. So that's all really, really good to see. So if we look at Semrush, so I have the free Semrush account. It's not, doesn't help you a ton, but as you can see, the bottom left is last month and then the top is this month. I have less keywords and less traffic ranking, which isn't really a surprise based on the numbers I've already given you. But the percentage wise, more of the informational have been ranking and transactional have been going down. And that's something that's really interesting, considering my, most of my content is going down, but it seems that my affiliate revenue is, staying the same. But yep, I hate to see that the keywords that it's ranking for and content and traffic, respectively, are both going down. So if we look at the SERP features on Semrush, this is something that's really eye-opening and I didn't know was happening. If we look at last month on the bottom and this month, I lost all my featured snippets. I knew they were going down, but I lost all of them. And I know there have been some people that have mentioned featured snippets, sites are getting hit, but I'm starting to just notice that there don't seem to be as many featured snippets really ranking. When I look for a lot of the key terms in my niche, something I've noticed is that Google is having their own snippets. Like they're pulling data from multiple sites and reporting it. So that's something I'd love to hear if you've seen as an issue. Like for example, Google has their own calculators. So if you want a conversion of centimeters to inches, they have their own calculator. So other content that has a calculator for that, isn't going to be seen. So that's something in my niche I think is happening, and I see it in definitely some other niches as well. But people also ask went down by a lot. I really just don't know what's happening on this site. The image keywords, everything is down by a lot according to Semrush. Fortunately, in terms of actual traffic, it's only like 20% down, not 90% down in some of these cases, but we'll see. Again, but what's interesting is the position changes. Generally speaking, it was pretty healthy. 105 new. Less, the green indicates that there were less that declined. There were fewer new keywords than last month, but last month I had 60 something articles, and this month I only had 23. So that's possibly part of the reason I lost less. So it's kind of strange that this is a result for the keyword positions, yet in the previous SERP results, it was so drastic. So if we look at the backlinks, Ubersuggest has about the same number of backlinks, just a few more, like 70 more, and that increased my domain authority by 1. Again, I don't do any active backlink strategy. I am considering it because I do think it would help this site gain authority. So I'll let you know if I decide to do that in the future. But according to Semrush, I only went down 1 in my authority score. Nothing really to worry about. Backlinks, we're pretty consistent. But something interesting here, and I haven't looked into it, but we see that I have one referring domain that's in the 81 to 90, domain authority. So that's good. Like I said, I don't know what it is, so I'll look into it and see if it's something that's actually going to help my site. And if it's, a do follow link as opposed to no follow. Google backlinks, it's at the beginning, I was only in the hundreds or so. Now I'm at 1,800 links. I gained 400 more. You'd think that those backlinks would help my authority, but maybe it does seem that most of them are not very valuable. So that's probably part of the reason. So we look at the Bing backlinks. There's 8 more domains and 30 more pages. So on all of these platforms, it says my backlinks went up. And that's what I'd hope as my site has more content and hopefully ranks better, which it hasn't been, I get backlinks. But fortunately, since my content is ranking well on other platforms, I can still gain backlinks that way. It doesn't have to be from Google results specifically. Sure, I will probably get the best backlinks out of Google results, but if I'm continuing to rank well in the other search engines, I think over time I will probably get better backlinks that way. So now we finally get into the income. So what was the total income? Remember, gross income, not net, is $2,900. If you remember, last month I reached 3,000. This month, it fortunately was a little bit lower, and that's because that traffic was going down. But I'm still happy to see this number. So if we look at the ad overview, this is the Ezoic report. So there were $1,400 from the Ezoic ad partners, $400 from ad mediation, which is Google AdSense, and then $700 from premium ad partners. So I was upgraded to the next level of premium. So this did cost extra money, and actually something I didn't realize is last month they upgraded me about like halfway through, so they retroactively determined how much they should charge me for that upgrade. So that wasn't included in last month's expenses because they didn't charge me until this month. So the Ezoic revenue was pretty consistent. It's unfortunate. I was about to reach, $100 a day, and now I've been sitting at like 75, 80. But again, I'm not complaining. It just is nice to see that growth. Nice to see that growth. So Google AdSense income, as you'll see, there's a decreasing trend, and as what I noticed is that the premium partners are becoming more competitive, so they're actually winning the bids, and Google AdSense is losing them. So this isn't decreasing my overall income necessarily. It's just redistributing where the income's coming from. Rather than Google AdSense winning the bids and paying out, it's now going through Ezoic itself and the premium partners. But you can see I got $411 from Google AdSense mediation, and that was 2,000 clicks. So Amazon affiliates, this site has a good amount of affiliate content, but it's not what you'd think of as like reviews or best of. It's kind of more creative ways to put together affiliate content. But last month I got, $500 something in affiliates. According to Amazon affiliates, I got 473. It's not bad. I got 3 bounties, which I think is like a free trial, or the week, like 2-day trial, or $2 week trial on Amazon. But it's pretty consistent. The clicks sort of seem to be going up slightly over October, so that to me maybe indicates that this type of content might be ranking slightly better. I haven't really done anything to try to optimize the clicks. I think right now it's about as good as it's going to get. I have them at the beginning, I have them in the middle, and I have them at the end. So I think anyone who's going there is, if they're interested in seeing the product, they will click on it. So I last month also signed up for another affiliate product. It's an alternative to the affiliate content that we had just discussed. So I had the same amount of clicks. I had 80 clicks last month, 79 this month, but as you can see, the conversion was slightly lower, and I only got about half the commission as last month, which is 50, but I still got an extra $26, so I'm not complaining about that. And I do know that for the next month or so, the commissions for this affiliate are going up. So if I can get more conversions by the end of the year, then I'll be in a better spot to earn more through this affiliate. So the EPMV was $34 with Ezoic Premium. Again, that's just gross revenue. But if we include the EPMV with the affiliate earnings, it's almost $40. There is one page that I recently wrote that's getting almost an $80 EPMV. So I'm starting to evaluate how I can write more content around that topic. I'm not really sure why it's so high, but I certainly want to optimize on that. It doesn't have the most views, but having an $80 EPMV, needs half the views to make the same amount of money. So now we're into expenses. Unfortunately, this month was pretty high in expenses. It was almost $700 in expenses, $697. And this is how it's broken down. So I do have my VA who is writing some content for me. A lot of the content that was created last month actually hasn't been posted this month. So there'll probably be a few coming up in month 11, but I usually pay around $100. It was only $78. She wasn't able to get all the hours in. So Ezoic Premium, I did bump up, and I think it's supposed to be $440. But what happened is the previous month had upgraded, but they didn't charge me that amount last month. So I'm actually paying for like a month and a half of the new Ezoic Premium plan on this month. So last month I had a great return on Ezoic Premium, but it technically should have included this extra, $160 or so. And then I had to renew my annual domain. So that was an extra $14. I thought I purchased more than 1 year, but I guess not. So the monthly profit with the expenses taken away from the gross income was still $2,200. That is absolutely wonderful for a single site. And yeah, I'm very happy with where the site's at right now. So lessons learned, as I said, there are no real major activities, but the problems that I see were kind of all in Google results. I had the declining visits from Google, which could be from, user testing or feedback, something. There were a couple major keywords that really were bringing in a bunch of traffic that I seemed to, got bumped to the second page, which isn't great. And I pretty much lost all my snippets. I don't think there's anything I can actively do to get those back. My thought process is just to ride it out, keep creating good content. I'm starting to expand my, my content into slightly more diverse content. So we'll see how that starts to rank. And maybe I'll get more credibility with that type of content, moving away from the brand swapping technique to some extent and really writing for a, particular query. So I don't really have any lessons learned since I wasn't able to fix the problem. It was kind of boring from this perspective. But goals for month 11, again, it's the same goals as last month. I want the 30 articles, 500. I got exactly 500 in affiliate revenue this month, so I want to keep that. I'd really like to maintain that 80,000 page views, not visits. If I get 80,000 visits, I'll be very happy. I just reached the 2,500 in ad revenue, so I just want to maintain that level. My ultimate goal for this site was if I could get this at $3,000 a month, I'd be happy. Of course, now that I hit that, I want to keep growing, but that really was my my goal for this. I'd love to maintain that $30 EPMV. It should happen with the holiday season coming up, but if Google continues to rank my content lower, that EPMV will likely go down because I'll get more traffic respectively from DuckDuckGo, which has very low EPMVs. And then, like I said, I really need to update the relevant articles that I lost the keywords for. I'm starting to create some more content around those keywords that I lost because I can see if Google's looking for topical authority. I really only have a couple articles on that topic, so I'm trying to, diversify and give a little bit more credibility and hoping that that'll build up the rest of the keywords. So the watchouts again are these Google search results. Maybe there'll be a new update in November. Sometimes there is, sometimes there isn't. That definitely gives me a chance to maybe bounce back. I mean, Google still likes my content. Other search engines still like my content. So I'm definitely hopeful. Even if I lost all of my Google traffic, it looks like I still have 50% from other sources. It doesn't mean I'd still have 50% of the income. But that's part of the reason why I'm trying to also think about the affiliate content more. Because if I can get that those conversions from the other search engines, then income-wise, I should still be at a pretty good level. So here's the overview for the entire year since the site was created. So you can see the total number of articles is 383. I've made $8,400 from Ezoic, 22 from affiliates, 27 from Google AdSense, but I've also had $2,200 in expenses. So total, the site has earned me $11,000, which is awesome. That's after all expenses. That's just an awesome bonus. And the year's not even over. So if my site were to get hit and completely destroyed the next 2 months, I'd still be pretty happy at that $11,000. And although I am investing some of the money back into the business, I also want to kind of keep that reservoir. I'm not quite paying myself at the moment. It's more just leaving it there for me to, keep for savings or decide. Obviously, I could think about selling the site, but I don't intend to do that yet. I think there's a lot more to do, and I enjoy the growth process. So I don't want to really give up just yet. Once my spirits dies, maybe when I think about selling it. So That's all I have for the income report. So as you saw, unfortunately, things are going down, but Q4 might be able to keep the income going. If you haven't checked out my public domain, you should definitely check out that video. This is a site where you can explore and learn from exactly what I'm doing on a demonstration site. But I'm going to continue to make these income reports for this site. So this is my main site at the moment, and I do have another, what I'm calling a sister site, that I also started in October of 2022. So there will also be income reports on that as well when they come out. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any comments, I'm very good at responding to them. So definitely write down in the comments below if you have any questions or concerns, any of that. And you can also contact me through my page. So thanks for watching. I'm LG. This is Blocksprout, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.